So I got this wonderful vacuum pump. Now I want to make a vacuum chamber. If you guys don't know what a vacuum pump is, it's basically a compressor, but instead of pushing air, it sucks air. So this can make negative pressure. So here's the pump, and I had to do a little bit of a modification to it because the thread that came with it was not a thread that I've ever seen before, because nothing can be easy when I buy something. So I had to make my own adapter, solder a little piece to it, but that doesn't really matter right now. So I just want to make a really small chamber that I can make a vacuum in, and then we can do some cool experiments like boiling water at room temperature. So I'm going to use this little flask over here because it's pretty thick walled, and I'm going to use the stopper for the lid of it, and hopefully it just doesn't get sucked into the flask and I'll never be able to use it again. So let's drill a hole through the stopper, put this cable through. So I got this drill bit, which is just a little bit smaller than the hose, and I'm just going to drill right through the top of the stopper. Okay, so after like 10 years of drilling, finally got it to somewhat stay. So now I guess I'm just going to plug it in and turn it on. So I'll just put the stopper on and turn it on, I guess. So I'm guessing that's in vacuum now. I don't feel any leaks. I'm gonna turn it off, and now I'm gonna open up this valve over here and to let the air out if there's any air, or to let air in, I mean. And there we go, air's in now, so it should just pop off. Yep. Alright, I'm gonna fill it with water now, see if we can get it to boil. Okay, so I put maybe like 50 mils of cold water in it, and now I'll put the stopper back on and then pull the vacuum. Look at that. We're boiling water at room temperature. See the foam. I'll just turn it off. Turn it off. And let the air in. There you go. And let's test the water. The water's much colder now, actually. You would have thought it would warm up, but it's actually colder now for some reason. This time I put the balloon like half in, then I blew it. Okay, it's inside there. Now let's see what happens to the balloon under vacuum. And now when it's off, it's going to return back to the same size. Speed it up by opening the valve. Try that again. See what happens when we depressurizes immediately. Let's get the balloon out. Sealed balloon. Now the reason why the balloon expands is because when it's inside of the container that's under vacuum, that's our pump, the balloon is at the same pressure as inside the tank, right? But when all of these are taken out, the balloon still has pressure in it. So when all the air is taken out, the pressure inside of the balloon is more, so it expands. And that is the worst way to explain how a vacuum chamber and a balloon expands. I was trying to find some marshmallows, because marshmallows expand in the vacuum, but couldn't find any. So I'm going to try something with rubbing alcohol, see what happens. I'm going to put a little bit of rubbing alcohol inside there. Now, I think it's going to boil, but if it doesn't, I think I know something else that's cool that we can try. Gonna with the vacuum. Yeah, it boils immediately, but I can tell it's getting cold. I don't know why it does that. But now let's take off the... Let's take the vacuum off. Now we can light it up. Huh. That's actually really strange. You would think that it would be able to ignite. There we go. Well, I just saw something really cool. So if I turn on the vacuum, and it's not in the tank, I put my finger on it, right? Vacuum. But when I put it on the tank, it all clouds up first, makes a little tornado, then starts bubbling. So that was a really quick demonstration on a very simple vacuum chamber, just using a beaker and a vacuum pump. Now I will be using this for future projects, and I really want to try to like dissolve an iPod with either gallium or acid, so stay tuned for that. And I also want to see what happens when I put a bunch of different types of rare and exotic metals like gallium, maybe even mercury, like ignium, but like liquid metals inside of a vacuum chamber. So we'll see what happens in a future video.